RTO here. Welcome to a new album review. As we do on most Fridays, we have a look at an album that's come out in the last week. And today we're going to have a look at the new album from Bruce Springsteen called Only the Strong Survive. Now, this came out last Friday and it is his 21st studio album. And it's his second album of covers. His first being, of course, We Shall Overcome the Sega Sessions. And all I can say, this is far better than that. So on here we've, of course, got Bruce Springsteen himself, who plays guitar and sings. The E Street horns are on here. Sam Moore guests on 2 tracks. Rob Mathis does the string arrangements. Susie Tyrrell is backing vocals. Lisa Lowell's backing vocals. Michelle Moore's backing vocals. Curtis King Jr.'s backing vocals. Dennis Collins backing vocals. And Fonzie Thornton backing vocals. So the tracks on this album. First one is Only the Strong Survive, which is of course a number from Jerry Butler from 1969. This is a great version of this song. It's very similar to the original, but even, Bruce is now in his 70s and he can still sing, and he delivers a fantastic vocal on that. I love that version. Absolutely brilliant version of that. Then we get Soul Dies, which is a Doobie Gray number, and this features Sam Moore. Quite honest, this is a better version of the song. I like this. It's a nice little bit with Sam. Really good track. Third track is Nightshift, which is a Commodore's track, and it's the one that was the first hit after Lionel Richie's departure. It was out in 1984, and a really good version of this. Bruce does a fine job on this. He's done it justice. Very pleasant version, I like that. Then we get Do I Love You? Indeed I Do, which is a Frank Wilson number from 1965. It's a really good version. It's still got that Motown sound, and Bruce sings the song really well. It's a really nice song. I like that one a lot. Then we get The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore, Frankie Valli from 1960. He does a reasonable version of this, but in all honesty, the best version is Frankie Valli's, and always will be, I think. Not one of the better, weaker tracks on the album for me. Then we get Turn Back the Hands of Time, which was a Tyrone Davis song from 1970. Again, I think this is a better version than Tyrone's. I think this has got a little bit more oomph. The gravelly sort of voice that Bruce has got now really works, and I think he's done a really good justice to that song, and I really like that version. Then we get When She Was My Girl, which is a Four Tops number from 1981, of course. Again, one of the weaker tracks. As usual with the cover version, cover albums, some tracks work, some don't. This is one of them that doesn't work as well. I prefer the Four Tops version. Then we get Hey Western Union Man, great song from Jerry Butler. It's a really good version. I think that Jerry Butler and Bruce Springsteen have got very similar styles of singing, and I think he does that a great justice. It's a really strong track. Then we get I Wish It Could Rain, a Temptations number, of course, from 1967. A really good version of this classic, and I think he does do justice on this, does Bruce. It's a really good version, very strong track. Then we get Don't Play That Song, made famous by Benny King in 1962. I think, though, this is a better version, because I think Benny King's version sounds too much like Stand By Me. Bruce has altered the arrangement a little bit, and this is more upbeat, and I quite like this version. Great track. Then we get Any Other Way, which was a William Bell hit from 1967. I think this is a little bit different, this interpretation. It's been what I call Bruce Springsteenized, and it's a really good version of it. Next track is called I Forgot to Be Your Lover, which is again from William Bell, and it features Sam Moore. Great version of it again. Really nice. Then we get 7 Rooms of Gloom, the Four Tops number from 1967. Solid not better. This is a better interpretation of a Four Tops song. Really good. Then we get What Becomes of the Brokenhearted. Jimmy Ruffin made this famous, of course. I think Colin Blunston did a version of it in the 80s, if I remember. But it is the weakest out track on here. Jimmy Ruffin version is far better. And the last track is a track that's been covered by loads of people. Someday We'll Be Together, originally done by John and Jackie in 1961. The Supremes and Diana Ross covered it in 1969. Bill Anderson and Jan Howard in 1917. Diana Ross did another version in 1994. Everyone seems to do it. This isn't a bad version, but you can't beat the Diana Ross and the Supremes version, really. It's a nice track to win the album. Okay, you know my view on people that do covers. Some of them are pretty good. This is a really good one, though. The last real good cover like this sort of Motown soul stuff was Phil Collins' Going Back. He covered some great tracks from that era, and Bruce has done the same. I'll say 90% of these actually work, and I have no problems with these great tunes. Some of them just didn't work. He hasn't got the voice. Now, if you'd have done some of them songs probably 10-15 years ago, it probably would have worked. But I think this is a really good package. If you like Motown and if you like Bruce Springsteen, you're not going to go too bad. Will it make my top 20 of the year? Probably not. But it doesn't mean I don't like it. And I think I've played it now about 5 or 6 times, and the more I listen to it, the more I like it. You know, he's worked so hard over the years. He's put some brilliant albums out, and I think he just wanted to put an album out of songs that he likes, and fair play to him. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay, that's all, folks, for this week. And I am taking the whole weekend off. I'm not. Once I've put these up, I'm switching the computer off and doing nothing on the channel. Well, I've put stuff up for the community, which has already been done. So I'll be back on Monday. And first up on Monday, we've got a Super Monday for a start. First up is part 1 of the Gong story. We are going to go through all the carnations of Gong. It was someone that asked for this, and I can't remember who because it's been a little while. But we're going to start off with David Allen's version of Gong. And then classic album next week. We're going to do a bit of jazz, and what I think one of the most user-friendly jazz albums that sort of got people like me into the sound, and that's Herbie Hancock's Imperial Isles. And also on Monday is a birthday top 10, and I'm doing it for a friend of mine called Abby, who is a really good friend. We've sort of been there for each other as friends during really bad times, like all good friends, we have our fallouts and spits and spats, but on the whole, we're there for each other when we need some support. So it's her birthday, and I'm going to do her top 10. So have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye for now.